Despite her impressive on-screen image, Kate Beckinsale has a troubled personal life. Kate Beckinsale's love life is a roller coaster of intense romances to major health problems and emotional breakdowns in later years, including everything from covert affairs with married men to sultry exploits that even the tabloids found surprising. Come explore some of Kate Beckinsale's rarest images and learn never-before-seen facts about her. Even in her 20s, Kate Beckinsale was hardly a notorious figure. Conversely, she was frequently characterized as an introverted person who valued literature over relationships. In the 1990s, while attending Oxford University, Kate developed a romantic interest in Edmund Morardi, a classmate and fellow theater club member. During rehearsals, they became close and became characters together on stage. It was her first time fusing her love of the arts with a hint of romance, but it was never a deep, passionate love. However, everything changed when Hollywood lights came on. Michael Sheen was the name that really made Kate famous in the media and in concerns of the heart. They first crossed paths in 1995 when, seeing the Seagull on tour, they discovered they couldn't avoid one another after just a few dates. They moved in together in a matter of weeks because their romance progressed so quickly. Kate and Sheen's romance was like a tornado, all-consuming, intense, and full of passion, love, want, and unending nights. They never thought about getting married throughout their 8 years of dating. Nevertheless, Kate gave birth to their daughter, Lily, 4 years into their relationship, and their small family was seen as a marriage in all but name. In retrospect, Kate once acknowledged that she felt a little uncomfortable that Sheen had never asked her to marry him, not even as a joke, but she was never very upset by it. Conversely, Kate maintained that her life didn't really find its direction until she met Sheen. Sheen was the type of man who would always defend the person he loved, according to Kate. Being in his care made her feel content and safe. That love occasionally even manifested itself in violent ways. Kate once irritated her co-star Jeremy Northam by forgetting a line during a scene after giving birth and returning to film Golden Ball. To chastise her, he barged into the dressing room. Sheen was so enraged by that rudeness that he charged in and hit Northam, protecting Kate in the most unrefined, natural manner possible. They appeared to the general public to be the epitome of joy. Together, they looked radiant and they depicted a loving, caring family with their daughter, Lily. The reality, however, was different. When Kate started seeing someone else in 2003, the media went crazy. She met the project's director, Len Wiseman, while filming the first Underworld feature. Kate's initial goal was to persuade Wiseman to cast Sheen. The flame that would soon develop between her and Wiseman, however, was unexpected. Private kisses in the shadowy, private backstage moments. Before long, everything transcended professional limits. Wiseman was already married, which was the only issue. Dana, his kindergarten teacher wife, quickly discovered her husband was having an affair. After Wiseman publicly accused Dana, he promptly filed for divorce. The word quickly spread like wildfire. Hollywood was in a frenzy. The public reacted negatively. The media flocked, and Kate quickly agreed to Wiseman's suggestion. At the time, the ring she wore was regarded as one of Hollywood's most stunning engagement rings. Soon after, the couple got married in Los Angeles during a quiet weekend. The public saw it as a successful filmmaker, an attractive celebrity, and a romance straight out of a fairy tale. From glittering red carpets to exuberant Halloween parties, they consistently appeared together at events, beaming with a sense of style and smiles that never went away in front of the camera. However, a closer examination would reveal that those grins appeared to be a front. However, many people thought she had finally found a quiet place to live once she married filmmaker Len Wiseman. But there was a lot of distance in actuality. Seldom did they seem like a typical couple. No kids, no private evenings, just the frequent appearances together at parties and events on the red carpet. Due to hectic schedules and personal goals, the marriage became a public arrangement lacking the genuine warmth of a family. Things started to fall apart by 2015. Kate and Len's wedding bands vanished from their hands, and others stopped seeing them together. The revelation that Wiseman had been seen cuddling up to a young model also caused a stir in the media when he formally filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. It was a déjà vu story. In order to be with Kate, Wiseman had previously left his ex-wife, and now Kate was the one who had been betrayed. Kate made a different decision rather than moping over the picture of a distraught wife. It was Len's loss, not hers in her opinion. Rich, single, and lustful, she immediately jumped into a series of high-profile relationships with younger men. Kate publicly dated comedian Matt Reef in 2017 when she was 44 years old. Matt was a dashing 21-year-old with rock-hard abs and a bright smile. While some admirers ridiculed her for appearing desperate, others applauded her for defying expectations. Kate was unconcerned. She maintained that no one owed her an explanation. Matt was enamored with Kate, but he was soon overpowered by the paparazzi. The romance ended in less than a year. Kate, however, didn't back down from the Cougar label. She accepted it as an act of rebellion. By the end of 2018, Kate made news once more as she was spotted kissing British comedian Jack Whitehall passionately in a nightclub. Although the controversy only lasted a few days before it faded from the news cycle, the two were also spotted together entering a posh hotel that same evening. Then came Kate's most well-known romance, Pete Davidson. Rumors surfaced that Pete was seeing Kate in 2019, shortly after he had broken up with singer Ariana Grande. Kate found him especially attractive because he was 20 years younger, had sad eyes, and a dark sense of humor. A picture of the two kissing in public at a hockey game went viral on social media after they were seen leaving a Golden Globes after party together. There was an immediate polarization of public opinion. One is praising, the other is ridiculing. They faced severe criticism for 4 months, even from Kate's ex-boyfriend, Matt Reef. Matt cynically responded that Pete should enjoy it while it lasts and then run when asked what advice he would give him. Pete responded by calling the remark sexist and foolish. While Kate remained mute, he maintained that their relationship was unrelated to public perception and that there had long been a lot of age gap relationships in Hollywood. She ended a lengthy chapter full of echoes when she formally finalized her divorce from filmmaker Len Wiseman around the same time, 4 years after their breakup. Then the worldwide pandemic struck in 2020. Kate unexpectedly showed up with Goody Grace, a 24-year-old Canadian rapper. Their romance blazed brilliantly in unexpected ways when the world was shut in, wild party nights, public walks hand in hand, and even a TikTok birthday video in which Grace sang and played guitar while wearing a hippo mask. Kate, half cute, half seductive, sat next to him with her dog in her arms. However, after the city reopened, this romance, like many others, faded. By the end of 2020, Kate removed all traces of her teenage boyfriend from her social media accounts and discreetly unfollowed him. Since then, it appears that Kate has been the subject of more romance rumors than new roles. She caused a stir in April 2022 when she was seen at the Vanity Fair Oscars party with Jason Momoa. The press only needed to see him bravely presenting his coat as a gesture to classify them as an item. Later, Momoa denied it, saying that they had only discussed England, where he was shooting Eichmann 2. However, every small gesture is interpreted as a romantic signal in Hollywood. Matt Atwater's chance to make news came a year later. They were dubbed the next hot couple when pictures of him putting his arm around Kate's waist on the streets of New York went viral. It peaked at Netflix's Golden Globes afterparty in January 2025. Beckinsale, who was 51 at the time, unexpectedly got back together with her ex-boyfriend Matt Reef. Backstage, paparazzi captured them giggling and cuddling, and there were even whispers of a kiss. The PR staff quickly denied the photographs, but they had already gone too far. Kate was at the focus of a media frenzy once more, but she decided to keep quiet after that incident. No more unexpected paparazzi encounters, no more clever interview comebacks, no more new boyfriends. Kate put all of her focus into her work instead. She is currently spotted concentrating on movie projects, most notably the eagerly awaited Lioness in a new Underworld movie. Many saw it as a sign that Beckinsale had finally left the tabloid spotlight to focus entirely on her career. Once known as the queen of age gap relationships and a celebrity who didn't hesitate to defy expectations, Kate now exudes poise and maturity. The wild years might have been sufficient. She may now just be looking for a secure creative environment where her name is associated with movies rather than rumors. Fans are happy with this adjustment. They hope that rather than her relationship life, future headlines would highlight her performances and creative achievements. Perhaps Kate herself wishes to remind the world that despite her troubled private life, she is an artist who is still looking for purpose in all of her roles. She is prepared to emerge from the scandalous shadow and regain her position as a real leading lady.